What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about what we could possibly see as far as a Halloween event in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM. Because again, if you look at the past years and what we have seen for a Halloween event, we have seen some, I don't know if crazy is the right word, but some interesting drops as things do go on. Now, again, we'll look at past few years, what we did see, and overall my thoughts on it. We've seen some mask cards. I don't know if y'all remember, like the mask, I think it was KD, Dolph Shays, those type of cards. 2 years ago in 2K24, I believe. No, maybe that's not right. I don't remember, but we did see 3 different freaky rewards, or 2 different ones in Magic Johnson and the Greek Freak. But we also saw this freaky set. I'm trying to remember, what year was it where we saw like the cards for a limited time in packs? That was a long time ago, right? That would have been like 21 or 20 probably, in which we saw those like limited time cards in packs. I'm trying to figure out exactly that what it was, but on 2K21 we saw this possess set with the T-Max, with the Amari Stoudemire's of the world, a pretty crazy drop as well. And then again, this is what I'm talking about, the possess Halloween. I think these cards were in packs for like a limited time, and so like if you didn't open packs in 12 hours you wouldn't get these cards, something like that. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but it was a pretty crazy drop. So let's see, over the course of time, who have we consistently seen on, in a Halloween drop, and what we could possibly see heading into our content drop this week. Remember, today is what, Monday? So on Friday, is Friday Halloween? I think Friday is Halloween, right? So that is when we are probably going to ultimately get our Halloween drop. But let's just keep going year to year, seeing what we have as seen on Halloween. And again, we're looking at what I believe we will see. Honestly, 2K22, this was probably my favorite Halloween drop. In my opinion, it was the masked versus unmasked players. Obviously, the masked players were just slightly better. So, like, if you compare the Dolph Shays, the only real difference was the badges, right? Like, the masked Dolph just had, I think, better badges, if I am remembering correctly. Something like that. But you saw masked versus unmasked cards. You saw a bunch of different players. The Dolph Shays was immaculate. KD was good. But even, the AK was elite as well. This was a time in 2K where you could even have some decent, like, budget options. Like, some of these budget options were fine as well. But this was, in my opinion, probably when I was looking through things, my favorite of the Halloween drops. Obviously, again, things have changed so much in 2K since then. Who knows? Well, we might get like a Halloween event. Who knows? Is that going to be pay to win? Is it going to be something we can grind? What I would guess, with those 2 options. But again, what exactly are we going to see? Well, we've already seen KD dropped in the game. So he's out of the win, like out, we saw Vince Carter, what was it, in 21 as far as a Halloween? So, I mean, we could see Vince Carter again. This is what we basically saw last year with the Clay, the Kyrie, the Wemby, who was obviously literally ran the game for a very long time. But you guys can see kind of even the Mario Chalmers card was incredible come last year. But we did see, some decent cards. And this is when things got crazy last year as well. I started playing the game a little bit. And again, the SGA came out again. He's already came out, so we're not going to see SGA. The Hamiakes card came out. He was obviously really good. And even like the other budget cards. Like, we saw a pretty solid event. And we saw our first event in 2K last year that we were able to make a lot of MT from. So, where does that leave us for for this week, right? Like, what ultimately are we going to see? It's tough to tell. If I had to guess, though, heading into this year, and this is just my opinion, I do think 2K is going to give us an event, right? Like, we haven't seen our first event. And honestly, if you go back to last year, I really don't think we saw events prior to, same situation prior to that. So I do think we're going to see an event. I just hope we get a cool event with it. And again, if you look at like some of the Pink Diamond Hidden Gems, for example, some of these cards are going to be featured in the event. Now, I don't know exactly which cards, right? I'm just here to speculate. But if you look at some of these hidden gems, some of these cards could be featured. So, I mean, look up and down, see, okay, who would be a cool Halloween type of a card? First one card comes to mind, I know it's obviously not, but like a masked Joel Embiid would be cool, just because, again, he's wore a mask quite often in the past. The hard part for me when I'm looking at these cards is I don't see a lot of really good pink diamond hidden gems left, right? We've already seen Wemby drop, so that goes out the window. And again, when I'm looking at some of these other cards, like I don't even think Kareem is that crazy on the game either. I guess we could see our first Bron. That's kind of my prediction for this week, is seeing our first LeBron James. Because again, if you go back to 21, he is a card that we did see on Halloween. And they could, I mean, go back to the masked, unmasked, you know, concept, because Bron has been one of those types of guys. I know a lot of people are like, Ty, Bron's not going to be as good this year as he has been in the past. I will also say this, though. That was pre-patch, right? Pre-fade patch, post-patch. Obviously, things have changed. Fades don't necessarily run the game anymore. So LeBron James definitely could be somebody that is featured in these packs. Same thing with Vince Carter. I mean, we could really see a Vince Carter, LeBron James, like a headliner type of a drop. I think Vince Carter is going to be fantastic this year. Pre-patch would have been obviously better, but I think the card is going to be really good. So those are the types of things that we have seen in the past, just to kind of keep in the back of your minds. Again, I don't know for sure what we are going to see for a drop. We've seen different things each and every year. I think that's part of what makes these, you know, these drops fun. But I mean, I don't think we're gonna get better than like last year's drop, because if you go back to last year, and when I say better, like better overall cards, you saw SGA, who is literally so good on the game, as well as Victor Wembanyama. I mean, it was actually a ridiculous drop, you know, for the time that we were in. And again, that event, I was actually able to make a ton of MT off of it. Was the event perfect? No, but you were actually able to make a decent amount of ultimately MT off of that event. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see obviously this week, but I just genuinely hope 2K gives us some sort of, here's my thing, I just hope it's not all just pay to win, right? This nightmare set, again, Ron Artest, another guy we could possibly see for this Halloween drop, something like that. But Bron is a pretty common theme around Halloween. Yao Ming, right? Could be another card that could be featured in these types of drops. But I just like going back to past years and seeing who did 2K give us, right, in these past years. And it seems like LeBron James is a common theme, right? Yao is another card we have a diamond hidden gem for that we haven't gotten. He could definitely be featured if they did want to go with that type of a theme. Him, Ron Artest, Alex Caruso. These are cards that have not been introduced into, you know, into this year's game. So obviously could see something like that. And again, I'd be fine with LeBron. My thing is this though. None of these cards that we could get in this nightmare set that are in packs, in my opinion, are going to be game changing. So if you haven't opened packs and you're still, you know, want more change from 2K, well, here's the deal, guys. And I'll upload a separate video about this today. 2K still has to show us something this week, right? 2K still has to say, all right, we're still in it for the community and we still want ultimately some change. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. Obviously, I mean, I can only do so much. I can only you know, talk about it so much. But if we get a LeBron James, I think a lot of people are probably going to open packs. And I don't like that. I don't even like saying it. But I just know what people like doing for LeBron. People go crazy for LeBron James. But I think Bron's going to be good. But I just don't think he's going to be anything too crazy. So that's where I'm at with things. That's what I do think. I do expect some Halloween content this upcoming week. Hopefully we get like an event for like, again, it doesn't have to be a free Bron, but hopefully we can get like an event for like, I don't know, at least like a free Alex Caruso or something. A free card that actually is good and playable, right? Like that's all I can really ask for from 2K's side of things. So that's going to wrap it up. But Halloween content is coming soon. I do expect our first LeBron James of the year to come out this week as well. Let me know your thoughts on things. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.